Hi everyone, we're going to be making a Moroccan style chicken today. So the first thing that I've done is I've taken a fresh chicken, medium sized, and I've spatchcocked it. So I've taken the spine out the back, we've pressed it out a bit, we'll put slits in. There is another video on my channel on how to do a spatchcocked chicken, so you might want to watch that first if you don't know how to do it. So I'll talk you through the ingredients. I've got a heaped teaspoon of sumac. I've got about a tablespoon of pomegranate molasses. There's a recipe on my channel on how to make this as well. I've then got 2 pieces of fresh garlic. I've got about 3/4 of a teaspoon of chili flakes. We're going to use some rose harissa paste, and we're going to use some salt along with some olive oil. So first things first, I'm going to make the marinade. So we just basically need to mix all of this up. So I'm going to put that with that. So sumac with garlic, chili. Put that in with the molasses, like that. And then I'm going to take some olive oil. We're going to need a good tablespoon, maybe a little bit more of olive oil there. And then I'm going to take some harissa paste, about this much, about a teaspoon. Put that in, and then I'm going to mix it all up. Sorry, that was just out of shot. And we have ourselves a nice marinade there. So the plan is to put this all over the chicken, and then we'll leave it in the chicken for at least an hour to absorb the flavours, and then it's going to go onto a barbecue cook. You can cook it in an oven if you don't have a barbecue. If you are using an oven, you want it to be about 190 degrees Celsius, probably cook an hour, hour and a half, up until internal temperature is about 74 degrees Celsius. So I'm just going to spoon this over the chicken. You might want to use your hands or gloves, but this should be enough marinade for all of this. The chicken is at room temperature. It's not been taken just out of a fridge. And get your marinade into these slits. So I've got 4 slits on the breasts, and I've got a couple of slits on the legs. Put some on the wings, and then what we'll do is we'll turn the chicken around, and so, and then do the underside. This is a bit easier because it's quite flat. And get some at the neck area. Hopefully you can see that. You would normally use your hands, but bearing in mind I don't have any gloves on, I'm not going to use my hands just yet. So there's the marinade in quite nicely. So that should absorb all the flavours. There's a little bit of marinade left, which I'll probably put back on the breast. That's where most of the meat is. Just make sure all other areas are nicely covered. There will be some leftover marinade on the board I'm using, the glass board I'm using, that the chicken's sitting on. So we will pick that up in a second, because we don't want anything to go to waste. There we go, some off the board, put it in there, and get right in between these little bits, because you don't want to leave any skin or meat without the marinade on. So put a bit more on the wings there. So that's quite a bit on the board there, so I'm going to pick all of that up. Had to use my hands, so I'm going to make sure wash them properly afterwards. Remember, it's chicken, poultry, you want to make sure you wash anything in your kitchen if it's touched poultry. So there we go. So that's nicely covered now, guys. So I'm going to leave that for a minimum of an hour. We're going to cook it. I've got a little bit left in here. Put that on. There we have it. Nicely covered Moroccan chicken. So that'll go in to the barbecue or your oven, like so. And the last bit on this leg was hiding underneath. There we go, guys. So that's done. We'll be back when it comes to cook it. So it's been put in the barbecue. See that? So we'll leave that in. It's going to be in for at least an hour and 15. So we'll put a temperature probe in shortly and see how it turns out. So the chicken is just about done. Smells great. So just to finish off, got some tomato puree here with a little bit of water and some salt. So we're going to just put this on the chicken all over. It'll add some nice colour and just finish off the flavour. So once that's on, we're going to flip it over. I'm then going to put it directly over some coals just to char up the skin a little bit, and also do this same thing on the underside as well, because don't forget, it's a spatchcock chicken. So that's the chicken taken out and complete. Nicely charred. I did turn it around and put it directly on the coals for a little bit, and it's still sizzling and crackling away. So I'll let that rest for about 10 minutes and ready to eat.